Hey everyone, can you guys see me okay? And can you hear me okay? Just let me know in the chat if you can hear and see me okay, please. Oh, yay! Okay, so super awesome. I'm really sorry for being late this evening. Tamina, you beat me to it today. So everybody would be obviously interested to know what happened today, but basically I was trying to do something really cool with VR on my laptop this past week, and I repartitioned my Apple MacBook Pro into iOS and Windows, and basically I had to reinstall my streaming software for this video, and it wasn't connecting properly. So I battled with it a little bit for a while, and we're finally good to go. So I apologize for the delay. We are starting 11 minutes late this evening, so it's all on me, and I'm very sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. And welcome to Abid, who's joining us from the UK. I'm so excited. And to Tamina, who works at my school. So welcome to Tamina. And it's really exciting. Abid and I met in the UK at the BEC conference last month, and so it was a super awesome connection. And he's also a fellow GEG leader, or soon to be one, in the UK, so we're really excited to start that collaboration. And for anyone else joining in the call, please go ahead and let us know your name and where you're calling from in the comment section. We'd love to know where else we are connecting around the globe. All right, awesome. So we're gonna get started. Yay. Okay, so we're going to get started. As you all know, we basically run the Google slide for the agenda. It was going to be a little bit short today anyway, because we're working on our bilingual presentations to get them into an hour for everybody. But due to the technical difficulty, I wasn't actually able to connect with my partner in crime tonight, Mutassem, for the Arabic translation. So I also apologize about that. However, we are looking into alternative solutions to get the translations for you guys. So just bear with me, and we will keep you updated through the Facebook post and the Google group. All right, so today is Wednesday, the end of February. We're trying out a new day of the week. So as GEG Amman is still new, we're trying to find a day and time that works good for these monthly webinars. So today is our first time giving Wednesday a go, which I think actually might work quite nicely, since Thursday falls in the start of the weekend, so this might work quite nicely. All right, so for those of you who are new like Abid, I know Abid follows us on Twitter, but if you're interested to join us, here are our details. You can follow us on Twitter at AmmanGEG and on Instagram at GEG Amman. We also have a Facebook group for GEG Amman, so you can request access if you're new to the group, or you can also request access to all the platforms through our GEG registration form. So that's always on the last slide if you would like to join. I'm also going to share this agenda with you in the chat. So I'm going to post the link now so that you can follow along with me. There you go. There's the agenda link. So you can click on that. You do have edit access, so if you have any questions or comments during the call, please, I would encourage you to follow along with us at the end of the Google slide. On slide number 15, there's question and answers. So please go ahead and feel free to jot those down. Also, if you have any comments on any of the slides, feel free to use the comment button to interact during the video call. All right, so we'll get started. Your host, unfortunately, is just me today. I'm so sorry, and it's really too bad because Abid joined us from the UK. That would have been something really cool for him to see our bilingual duo. But Abid, if you want to check out any of the other sessions, the last ones were bilingual, so you can definitely take a look at those. Okay, so moving on to slide number 4, this is our agenda. And as always, for those joining, we have a few more viewers, so if you'd like to jot down your name and where you're calling and joining us from today, that would be awesome. So for the agenda, basically, as you all know, there are always administration updates for those who work with the Google console, and there are always updates for end users as well. So as GEG Amman is fairly new, and not to overwhelm everybody, we don't cover those Google admin updates, but I do offer to stick around for anybody who is on the call who would like to get those updates after, and we can hang out for those later. Okay, so I'm looking over to the comment section. I don't see any questions, so we'll keep going. All right, so update number 1 is the What's New in G Suite for January. So we'll click on slide 5 to take us to What's New with G Suite. So this is nothing new for anybody, but as you can see, Google are super awesome and always provide us with this lovely What's New from the previous month. So you are able to click on the image, which is hyperlinked to take you directly there, and it's also embedded in the hyperlink to the left under What's New. So if you click on it, it will take you to the page directly. Okay. All right, awesome, Abid. So Abid says he would like to stick around for the admin console updates after. So when we finish all the updates that are in the calendar, then Abid, if you'd like to stay on the call, then we can go over those together. Okay, so item number 2 for today is the Originality Reports and the Rubrics. So this is really, really, really exciting. For those of you who are using Google Classroom in your classrooms, this is an amazing feature that Google has rolled out. They actually had a beta version last year for Rubrics and Originality Reports. So Rubrics, obviously, if you're an educator, you probably know that this is like a box-like type document where instead of just ticking off and grading assignments, you can actually select based on different levels and from poor quality all the way up to good quality, or whatever it is, the terms that you're using at your school. And so these rubrics, there's little pictures on the slides to help you see that. These rubrics were created digitally, so you can actually insert them now through your Google Classroom assignments when you are creating activities for your students in your classroom. So this is a super efficient time saver for teachers. So instead of having to go through and mark everything, you can actually use the rubrics to help you along. So here in the screenshots that you can see on the right hand side from Google, you can see that you can create your own. You can allot points to it. You can add columns and values, and everything is super easy to use. And yes, Tamina, good question. Just looking over on the right, and Tamina is asking if my screen is supposed to slide. Yes, that is correct. Is it not moving, guys? Okay, so that could also be a setup that is not going correctly through my live streaming, guys. Really sorry about that. And just to not end the call with you guys, I'm worried to stop the streaming to edit that. So is there any way that we could follow along together on the slides? I'll call out the slide numbers and then I don't need to end the streaming. Would that be okay with everybody? I know, Tamina, I'm so sorry. I know they normally scroll. Really big technical boo-boos today, so sorry about that, guys. But you know what? This happens in real life, right? In the classroom, things sometimes go wrong with technology, and it has definitely happened to me today. So thanks for your patience. But I'll just check in the stream. Is that okay? Thanks, Abid. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Okay, so right now I'm on slide number 6. If you'd like to go to slide number 6, I see you're both there. Perfect. Okay, great. So I'll continue. And we were talking about Originality Reports and Rubrics. Yes, so Rubrics is basically something you can add to the Google Classroom, and you can also create your own and you can reuse them. Now, this feature, along with Originality Reports, was in beta last year, so it was a really, really awesome, and I'm really excited that teachers are all going to have access to this. The Originality Report is really good if you're watching out for plagiarism and you want to make sure that we're trying to embed really good values with students and they're being honest about the work that they're creating in Google. So Originality Reports helps us. So I think it's really important just to highlight a couple of things here. So number one, if you would like to click on turn on Originality Reports underneath the Google Help files or the create or reuse a rubric for an assignment, you'll get the full details. So if you'd like to read through and see exactly all the details for each of those features, you can do that. But I basically want to say that for the Originality Report, it's available for students at an unlimited time if you're using G Suite for Education in the classroom, the free version. And if your school is using a G Suite Enterprise for Education, then they also have unlimited access, and teachers have unlimited access to use Originality Reports to check student assignments in Google Classrooms. I do want to say that if your school is using G Suite for Education, the free version, so Tamina, that would be us at our school. We're currently using G Suite for Education, the free version. We only have access as teachers to 3 Originality Reports per class. So Tamina, for one of your classrooms in secondary school, for example, you could run an Originality Report only 3 times for the entire year, because for that class, so let's say year 8 maths 1 or year 8 maths 2, for each of those ones you can only run it 3 times. And if you are on G Suite Enterprise for Education, you do have unlimited access. So along with the data loss prevention feature that was rolled out with G Suite Enterprise for Education, along with other features that are of great benefit to the schools and students, G Suite Enterprise for Education is definitely the way to go. And Google for Education absolutely offers schools really good prices in order to upgrade. So Tamina, FYI, I am all over that and checking into options for our school. And for our other viewers joining, then you can definitely check out those options as well. And I'm going to put myself a note on the question to link in the G Suite for Enterprise help file for you guys at the end if you would like to bring that up with your school. G Suite Enterprise for Education. So I just hopped down to slide 15 and I've added a little note to add that for our viewers, and I'm hopping back up to slide 6 now. Great. So yeah, Tamita, that's correct. For maths, you wouldn't need that. If you're not going to be writing any essays on the Pythagorean theorem or anything else like that, then no, you wouldn't need the Originality Reports for a maths class. But definitely an awesome tool for folks in the English department and also for the lower primary or elementary classes. So yeah, absolutely. Good question. Cool. Okay, any other questions? Abid, I know you know all this stuff already, but if you have anything or you'd like to help out with any extra, or if you've had any experiences that you think would help our community in Amman, please feel free to list them in the chat. And I know educators would be super happy to have your shares, so thank you for that. Or feel free to pop them in the Google slide. It's editable for that reason. Okay. Just checking out more comments. Yeah, super fun, right? Just to give it a try. And there's nothing wrong with that. You could absolutely set an assignment in Google Classroom asking them to explain something. So I know you're using tech in your classroom and students are using their devices to show their work and explain, but you could absolutely set a Google Doc to ask them to explain their thinking by typing. I know you use super visual ways of doing that, Tamina, but that is an option just to even give the tool a test, right? So yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure Abid will add some shares as well that are working for him. Okay, so check those out. Originality Reports is really good for plagiarism, and Rubrics is really good for marking your Google Classroom assignments. And you can take a look at further information in the links attached. Okay, so now I went back up to slide 4, and I'm going to hop over to the third item in the agenda, which is changes to multiple inboxes in Gmail. Okay, so now when I click on that link, that's going to take me down to slide 7. And on slide 7, we have multiple inboxes in Gmail. So for those of you using Gmail, actually Abid just did a super awesome webinar on zero inbox for Gmail, guys. Abid, do you want to share your awesome link if you recorded it in the chat? And our folks in GEG Amman, I'm sure, would love to join that. So Abid is a super awesome techie from the UK and Googler, and he did this awesome webinar on how to get your Gmail down to zero inbox. So if you're someone like me who's got a couple thousand, still got to put those tips into practice that Abid shared, then definitely check out his video. It will definitely help make your life a lot easier. Okay, so referring to today's update from February, multiple inboxes in Gmail basically refer to if you have different Gmail boxes. So often in education, most educators deal with one, but if you are interested to have different ones, then this is the opportunity that Google has to support independent scrolling through the different email boxes, so they have better display features and functionalities now. So exactly what you read on the slide, there's a unified toolbar, but you can have independent scrolling and adjustable width for right side configurations. And so if you basically click on the link on the bottom for the Google Help, it gives you details on how to set that up. Just out of curiosity, is there anybody on the call who is using more than one inbox at a time? Yes, Tamina, I know Abid is super awesome, and we are super excited to have him join us today. He is apparently like the king of selfies, at least what I've seen on his lovely Twitter. So if you guys get a chance to connect, Abid is definitely someone you want to follow. Really awesome tech skills and shares. So thank you for joining us, Abid. And he says he's going to get the link to help us. Yay! Cool. So question from Tamina about the multiple inboxes. Is this multiple Gmail address within the same organization or school alongside a personal one? That is a really good question. So let's open the Google file because I actually don't recall. So I'm going to go check it out. Are you guys able to see the screen moving at all, by the way, yet? Or are we still just... Can you see me? Can you see me moving? Or am I like, hopefully I'm not stuck on a static bad selfie. Do you see me moving, guys, at least? Oh, yay, that's good. Although, sorry that you're only seeing my face. The idea, Abid, basically, if you check out any of the other month's recordings, is that people can see the slides scrolling at the same time. So it's a lot better than just me. Sorry, Tamina, you're so sweet. Okay, so I've pulled up the Google Help file. As you can see here, it's quite in depth because there's a lot that you actually have to do in order to set that up. So I'm gonna have to parking lot that one and get back to you. Unless Abid, do you happen to know if we all have to be in the same organization to have the multiple, like, do the emails have to be from the same domain, or do they have to be, can they be separate? Looks like we can create email aliases actually, so let's take a look. I'm gonna parking lot it unless Abid chimes in, okay? Tamina, and we'll get back to you. Any other questions about that one? Okay. All right, so taking a look at the next G Suite update, number 4 is edit your new Google sites faster with a revamped settings menu. I am really, really excited. Yeah, thanks, Abid. Me too. I'm not really sure either. Abid, we're not sure, Tamina, about the mailboxes having to be from the same domain or not, but we're going to parking lot that. In fact, I'll do that now while we're talking before I go on to the Google slides. Oh, yay, look at Abid. He's so awesome. Tamina, Abid put the link for his recording on the question and answer page at the end. Cool? And I'm going to parking lot the multiple inboxes. Do they have to be from the same domain or not? Cool. So we will take a look at that. Great, awesome. Thank you, Abid. I love that. And you know, as always, guys, as I'm sure both of you two actually already know, that this is totally an awesome way that you can do your lessons as well, right? Through these choose your own story style Google slide activities with question and answer slides at the bottom make a great way to actually make the lesson interactive in your classroom. So if you're joining the call new today, this is a great activity and you haven't had a chance to do this yet that you can try out in class with your students. They'll absolutely love learning collaboratively together. It's a super fun way of doing it. Yay! Yes, Abid is super awesome. Abid, you totally need to take a selfie with GEG Amman and post that. We would love that. We would absolutely love that. In fact, maybe you've inspired me. Maybe we should all start doing that. It would be super cool. We'll follow Abid's lead if you're into selfies. Okay, so I'm going to slide back up to slide number 4. For the G Suite updates, and we're now on update number 4, which is the Google site. So it's going to jump me to slide number 9, and we're going to review together on slide number 9, editing your new Google sites faster with the settings menu. So if you remember from the last webinar, right, Google G Suite have done amazing stuff to add improvements to the Google sites. So they've done a lot already. I know with my digital leaders team at school, they're building a website right now to support students digitally, and there's been amazing updates to the site. So this particular is another one come out on the 11th of February. And it's a 15-day gradual rollout. Actually, guys, I didn't mention the rollouts of the others. Just go through the slides if you need to see the rollout dates. But most of these are gradual this month because they're pretty hefty updates. So it's going to take Google a little longer to get those out to us. This one is basically taking several settings from the Google site and putting them in one place. I really like this. A little bit like using my YouTube if I want to upload a new video into my YouTube stream. I have all the tabs that I can just go through along the top to choose my settings. And I like that because it's all part of the G Suite for Education Google Apps, right? So it's allowing that whole consistency and easy to learn for educators and students. So I really, really like this intuitive update from Google. So it's exactly as you see there on the GIF. You click on the settings wheel and then you can go through each of the tabs and customize your Google site according to each of those sections. So really, really awesome. Are there any questions about that at all? If so, there's always the Google Help file, so you can click on that. And one of the things as well that we are going to start doing, in case you didn't have a chance, we actually rolled out small online training, and we actually had quite a few people say that that really went well. So we started with a few Google Classroom tips and tricks. Google Sites will definitely be one of those that we'll provide some extra training on as well, in case you haven't had a go at using that in your classrooms. Oh, there's Molly, guys. Jumped up to say hi. Say hi, Molly. Okay, you gotta go down now. Okay, so back to the Google G Suite updates. I see there's no questions for the Google site, so I'm going to move right along. And number 5 on the G Suite updates for today is Gmail allowing attachments from the Files app. This is also really cool. I know I say that, guys, about every update because they're cool, but that's also something that I really like about Google, right? Is that they're always updating stuff. They listen to our feedback, the product teams, and they're really awesome at trying to give us updates to help us make life easier in the school with educators, administrators, as well as students. So it's really awesome. So I'm going to jump to slide number 10 now. Yes, Molly says hi, guys. It's really funny, I know, but when I'm working on in my office, the cats always jump up and sit with me while I'm working. But I guess I didn't close the door well enough because they don't usually do that during the calls, but that's okay. All right, so on number 10, you can see the GIF here from the Google Help file, and it basically shows exactly what you need to do. So in the iOS app, which is for Apple, for iPhone, so if you have one of these and you have the Gmail app updated and working on your Apple device, then you will be able to compose or reply to an email, and you can upload an attachment from your Files app in order to attach it to your email before sending. So it's really, really good. I personally am a big Apple user and I don't really use the Files app. I'm a big linker, so I like to get links from things and add them into emails and embed them that way. And from my phone, if I'm attaching a photo, then that's easily done from my photo album. But this is really, really good for like any teacher or educator who is saving items into their Files app, and now they can easily add those in the Gmail emails. So yeah, really good. Any questions about that? It's on potentially extended 15-day rollout. So it started on the 12th of February. And so it should be available for all domains, but it says it's possibly longer than that. So might just hang in there if you don't see the update yet. Okay, gonna move right along. So back up to slide 4. The next update on the list is the autocorrect that's now available for Google Docs on the web. So it's going to take me down to slide number 11. And on slide number 11, we see there the autocorrect for Google Docs. So it is also on a gradual 15-day release that was started last week on the 18th of February. And if your school is set up on the rapid release, then it's going to be a longer 15-day rollout that's going to start on the 3rd of March. So I always make sure to explain with the releases, if you're new to GEG Amman webinars, just remember to check in with your tech coach or tech coordinator, tech integrationist, or any of the IT guys who should have access to the Google Admin Console, basically whoever's running the Google Admin Console at your school, and ask them to check on if the school is on a rapid release or a gradual release, and then they'll be able to tell you, you'll be able to figure out when that feature will reach your school. So for us, Tamina, since you're with me at the school, the release is happening on our school is set for rapid release, so it should be within 15 days of the 18th of February. Okay, so what does this do? Basically, the picture speaks for itself, guys. So as you're typing, it should auto-correct for you according to spelling, and it tells you there that it does correct it if you click on it and correct it, or you can undo it. There's a gray dash line underneath, and as you keep typing, then the dash line will disappear. I also found, also there's the Google Help file at the bottom too, so you can click on that and it will open for you and explain everything you need to know. But this is a really great feature that's going to help students build their confidence in typing. Or I know even like some adults, we're not good at everything, right? Just like we always tell our students, we need to be kind to ourselves as educators too, and maybe spelling is not our forte. And so this is a feature that's definitely going to be helpful for everybody. Tamina, are you laughing? Okay, cool. Any questions about that, guys? That's pretty straightforward, but let me know. Okay, so we'll move along then. We've got 2 more updates to go, and then I have a googly treat for everybody because tomorrow is a super special day. So hang in there with me for just 2 more updates, and then I will share with you a big thing that's happening tomorrow all around the world. Okay. So the next update that is slide number 12, which is refined search results in Gmail faster with search chips. Okay, Tamina, super good news. This has reached our domain today because it was active in our work domain today when I was searching in my Gmail. So I don't know if you keep your stuff open at school, Tamina, but definitely refresh or sign out and in, and you should have access to this awesome feature. So this is on a gradual release from the 15th of February. And so it is active in my domain, and we are in Amman, Jordan, so it should be available for most soon. And it's basically just an easier way to sort and filter search results so that you can get what you're looking for much quicker. So if you're searching for like a colleague's name and a further, you want to narrow the results even further, you can select the different chips. So they actually, exactly like you see in the picture that I've added from the help file, they show up as little chips at the top just underneath the search menu. They have little blue icons on it. Oh, do I? Thanks, Abid. Abid says, yes, Abid, you are correct. I have the wrong support file. Hold on 1 second while I get you the correct one. This explains it. So Abid, good call on that. There is actually no help file for this activity. So sometimes in the release calendars, there's no Google help file either because one hasn't been created yet or they didn't insert it. But there is not one that exists from the release calendar. So thank you, Abid, for pointing that out. And we have removed that. So you should be able to not see that anymore. But basically it's as simple as that. So instead of actually using the filter in Gmail and searching for like dates or attachments or however else you want to filter for Gmails, when you start to type into the search filter, different chips will come up, and they're called search chips, but I actually found so far, and I've only had access to use them for 1 day, I found that they're like smart chips. They're able to pull data from either the topic that's in the mail or the person directly, and it's really cool. It gives you chips possibly also from the way you search. I don't have too much information yet since it's the first day that I've tried it out, but they seem to be pretty smart, so that's always exciting. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Google. Pretty smart folks over there. All right, so thanks for that heads up, Abid. Is there any questions about that? I have limited experience so far with this one. It just opened up today, but let me know in the chat. Okay, so if there's no other questions, I'm going to pop to the next G Suite update. So the last one for today is Google Terms of Service. Google Terms of Service is not actually scheduled. I'm going to click on slide 13, guys. So I'm now down on slide 13. And the Google Terms of Service are not scheduled to update until the 31st of March. However, if you are someone like me who's supporting digital across the whole school, it's definitely something that you want to bring up to your school administrator now that you've heard that it is upcoming, because your admins and your tech integrationists and your IT people will need to make sure that they check all of the updates in the terms of service to see how it's going to impact their end users. So if you click on the Google Help file, this one is working, so you can click on it and it will take you to where you need to go. And basically in the help file, it tells you you have different sections that you can click on, overviews, you can go to certain things. It's kind of set up like has a table of contents, and all the links that you need for each section are embedded, so it's really, really good. I've had a good look through. There are still some areas that I want to review, but we've already started chatting about the updates. But basically, just to let everybody know that it shouldn't impact the way that your education organization has agreed on their terms with Google. It's more about certain small things on the end user. So the way teachers and students and admins are using it, but it shouldn't impact the way your school has onboarded with Google. So if you're a teacher in a classroom, don't worry about that. Maybe just send an update to your school's IT team or the tech coach again to give them a heads up that that needs to be checked out to make sure everybody in your school is still good to go with Google before the 31st of March rolls out. Okay, so that brings me to my next slide, and is slide number 14, which is our Googley-Treats that we go through every month. And it is a video, so I'm going to play it, but if everybody in the chat can just tell me if they hear the volume or not. If not, you guys have access to the Google slides, so you can definitely play it later, or you can click on the link from YouTube to watch it. So let's see. You're right, Abbott. I'm going to pause it because actually I just realized that you guys cannot see my slide scroll today, so that doesn't really help. I'm going to let you guys watch that on your own time since you have access to the Google slide agenda, and you guys can watch it, but I do encourage you to watch it. It's a super inspiring little video talking about Digital Learning Day that is actually tomorrow. So Tamina, I know you received an email about me already about Digital Learning Day, but it is a super opportunity to celebrate how students, teachers, and admins are engaging with technology to increase fun in the classroom, to increase play, and to generally increase their motivation towards learning. So I know you guys, yeah, that's awesome. Please continue watching. If you started watching, I'll just talk through it. There's no problem there. But yeah, so tomorrow is a really big day, and if you click on Digital Learning Day, actually I'll put myself another note because there's actually a link to the Digital Learning Day website here. Let me get it. That one's for Google. There we go, Digital Learning Day. So the Digital Learning Day is international, as I was saying. And okay, I'm back on slide 14, and I'm back on slide 15, and I'm going to hyperlink the link there under Digital Learning Day for you guys so that you can check it out. It has basically a link, a map to all the different people and schools that are participating in it. It tells you what it's all about, as I already explained, how you can spread the word, get updates, there's stories. If you click on the map tab, it actually shows you different areas, what they're doing to participate with Digital Learning Day. So it's really, really exciting. It's celebrated in the US, but I know that there's lots of places all around the world that are participating as well. So the Googley-Treat, if you guys go back to slide number 14 and click on the title, I've embedded Google for Education's Applied Digital Skills. They have created an entire Digital Learning Day for tomorrow. So Tamina, if you are interested in picking a lesson to give that a go, tomorrow, I know that I put that in the email that you got from me as well. Let me know. I'd love to pass by and check that out with you if you'd like to give any of those a go on another day, because as you know, digital celebration is so easy with Google for Education and mashing up with other tools, and can be done any day of the week. So it's not just about tomorrow, but it is super exciting that everybody's taking an extra chance to celebrate that that transformation of those skills across the world tomorrow. So if you are able to give a go, definitely hashtag us on Twitter or on Instagram and share the lovely work for Digital Learning Day that you guys are going to do tomorrow. Are there any questions about Digital Learning Day? If you are on Twitter or Instagram, definitely check that out. I'm sure that there are loads of awesome teachers who are going to be sharing some brilliant resources and stories. So it's always a great way to connect with other inspiring, like-minded people around the world. Okay, so that brings us to slide number 15, which is the questions and answers. So we'll just do a quick scan. We've got about 8 minutes left, even though I started late. Want to keep it short for sure within the time. So for the first question and answer is the G Suite Enterprise for Education link. So just let me get that for you guys. I'll ask if anybody does have any questions just to pop those in the chat while I'm getting that. Awesome. Okay. All right, there is the link for some details on G Suite for Education. Oh, Abid, you found a blog post on the chips. That's super cool. Awesome. Thank you for that. That is amazing. Yay. Okay, cool. So we have the G Suite for Enterprise Education link at the top. So if you're interested in checking that out with your school to upgrade, it's really cool. You can do it like on a one user. And I know, for example, like if a school were to get a user license for one teacher, it gives X number of students access. I think it's between 5 and 10. Don't quote me on the number, but it's like per teacher, educator user, then X number of students get a user as well. Or if you get all of your staff onboarded onto G Suite Enterprise, then all of the students at your school get it. So it just depends on your ratio and number of educators and students at your school, but it's super awesome. And there are some great benefits for going to Enterprise. So if your school is not on there yet, definitely give it a go. All right, then we took a look at Inbox Zero. Woo! Yay! From Avid. So exciting. You guys totally need to check that out. I have highlighted it. It's number 2 in the question and answer. That gentleman from the UK has rocked Zero Inbox. And if you are in my situation and you would like to lower the number of emails that are in your inboxes, then you need to check out that webinar. So definitely give that a go. Tamina says, Fujitsu. Tamina, my eyes are starting to fail me in my old age, so let me just make sure I got that right. Fujitsu are going to try and break a world record tomorrow. No way! Seriously? That is so cool. Definitely check that out. Kids love that kind of stuff, you know, guys, like world records and especially internationally. Super cool. Definitely check that out. Thanks for sharing, Tamina. Okay. Question and answer number 3 was multiple inboxes. I'm going to have to get back to you guys. So I'm going to leave that one on. I will highlight it just to make sure that I definitely go back and get that looked into for you guys. Digital Learning Day, we linked that for you, and Abid has linked in the Google blog post. So yay, that's awesome. All right, are there any other questions? I'm going to jump over to slide number 16, and we've left our information again for GEG Amman if you would like to join any of our social platforms. I would totally recommend, guys, to join as many as you can. I know that it's really hard to keep up on all the social media platforms, definitely for myself also, as I'm trying to help keep up with GEG Amman. My personal ones are not getting as much attention, so it's definitely not easy, and we all have lives, right? However, especially with the Facebook group, there's lots of other Google for Education groups for teachers that are on there, and I always try to share resources that are being shared through those into our GEG Amman group as well. So it's definitely a good place to be. And then Twitter is really awesome because you get all the awesome work that's going on from the other Google educator groups around the world and get to connect with some great people there. And the YouTube channel, obviously you have these awesome webinars. So we're almost out of time. We have 3 minutes. I just wanted to share a couple of announcements that are not on the slide. Number one, we got some good feedback from the online training session that I did in February. So if you have been watching the other monthly webinars, you'll notice that we always do highlights for the month at the beginning. And we didn't actually do a physical outing this month because we were giving the online one a try. And we had some good feedback from the Google Classroom training that happened last week. And so if you would like to follow along, then definitely join the GEG Amman group. So on slide number 16, if you click on the GEG Amman logo, you'll see there that the Google form is attached to it and you'll be able to register. And when you register, you'll automatically get the Google group information as well. So we will be sharing always updates about events that are happening and coming up. So we do have an online training that's happening this weekend, and it's actually a joint venture with GEG Philippines with my good friend Gary from Ortigas, and him and I are going to do a shared training session for Amman time. It will be 8 a.m. This weekend on Saturday. And so if you would like to join us at 8 a.m. for 30 minutes, I will post the event in the Google group and Facebook later tonight or tomorrow to give you a heads up for that. And we also have another in-person training in the month of March, so stay tuned for that date. And of course, we have these monthly webinars at the end of every month. I'm not going to announce the date just yet for the month of March because I think we're going to try and send you guys a little survey to see what date you'd like to day of the week and time works good for you. So I know we've had some viewers pop in and out, and we always get a bunch of viewers that join later, which is totally awesome as well. But it's always exciting to join live, see how much we are able to learn together, just the three of us this evening. And so we'll try and pick a date that works well for everyone near the end of the month to get the updates. Last thing for me is for Abid, because you wanted to talk about the admin updates. So Abid, we have 1 minute left. We'll cut the live stream for the YouTube, but if you would like to do a Google Hangout with me, we can totally discuss those together. How does that sound? Is that fine? And also, I'm just taking a look at the chat, and Abid has shared his Twitter handle, so you can follow him on Twitter at Abid_Patel, and we are looking forward to collaborating with GEG UK as well, which will be led by Abid. So yay, really exciting to be able to connect with people around the world. So one last call for questions before we cut the live stream this evening. Please let me know if there's any questions at all. I think the video live stream is a little bit delayed, so I will just sit tight. Looking for my furry little cats, but they've gone, so I was gonna say bye to Molly or any of the other two. Yes, Tamina, Twitter. Get Twitter. It is super awesome. You cannot imagine how much Twitter has changed my professional life. From simple resources, infographics with resources, meeting awesome people, ed tech chats, a little bit of a tongue twister there, and conferences. You can join conferences and volunteer and grow yourself professionally if you want to participate in conferences. It is an amazing platform to be on for sure. Yay. You are very welcome, Tamina. Okay, and a special shout out to Abid again. Thank you for joining from the UK, and I'm super excited, and hopefully we will have more and more. So I will say good night and farewell. Happy Googling, happy Digital Learning Day tomorrow. Please make sure to post everything or email your stuff. If you're not on social media, please email any examples of awesome digital work that you did with your students. If you used any of the digital applied digital skill Google for education activities with your students, we would love to shout that out on the GEG Amman social media. So yeah, have fun with that tomorrow, guys. Thanks for joining, and we will see you next month, the last week of March. Yay. Okay, take care, and Abid will connect with you. Okay, bye guys.